always thought mirrors were just lifeless objects until that one fateful evening when my reflection winked at me, and everything I knew about reality began to unravel. It was late, around 3 a.m., and I was alone in my tiny apartment, scrolling mindlessly through social media when I caught the movement in the corner of my eye. At first, I dismissed it as a trick of the light, blaming my fatigue. However, a cold shiver ran down my spine as I turned back to the mirror, and my reflection grinned, a grin that wasn't mine. Acting on an instinct I didn't know I had, I slammed the bathroom door shut, trying to forget the impossibility I'd just witnessed. But the image haunted me, creeping into my dreams and turning them into vivid nightmares where my mirrored doppelganger would claw its way out to replace me. As days turned into weeks, I avoided mirrors entirely, but the feeling of being watched never left. I could sense it, a looming presence, waiting for a moment of weakness. Determined to reclaim my sanity, I sought answers, diving into obscure forums and old books on folklore. That's when I stumbled upon the legend of the Mirror Wraith, a malevolent entity that traps souls by mimicking their reflections. Supposedly, it could only be vanquished by confronting it directly, but every attempt carried the risk of becoming its prisoner forever. My rational mind rejected these stories, yet desperation pushed me to believe. In a final, reckless act, I stood before the mirror armed with nothing but a shard of hope and a whispered incantation I could barely pronounce. As the words left my lips, my reflection's grin twisted into a look of pure malice. The room cooled, and shadows deepened, pulling me closer. Just as my courage began to falter, the mirror cracked, releasing a deafening scream that shattered the silence. I fell back, gasping, as the pieces rained down. The oppressive weight lifted, but when I looked around, every reflective surface in the room bore my reflection, each one winking in unison.